Hi boys and girls, it's Miss Holler. We're going to work on our lesson for today. It's a little bit different than normal. We're not using the book. We're going to do a math measurement hunt. So we're going on a hunt. So what I need you to do is get a piece of scrap paper. This one's just a scrap one. It could be any kind of paper that you have. Also could be your board that you have that we gave to you that has the colored piece in it, and then you could just write it with your dry erase marker. Any of those will work just fine. Just make sure that your name is on the top of the paper. Okay, so when your parents or whoever is watching you emails it to us or texts it to us, we'll know who it is. So the assignment is for you to do 5 different things, to measure 5 different things in your house. They can be inches, they can be feet, and they can be yards. Totally up to you. You can do all inches if you want, you can do all feet if you want, and if you want to do yard. We're okay if you go outside and do something too. It's totally up to you. This should be a fun activity just to get you to get measuring. So my first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to write it down, is a fork. Because I'm doing things that are at home. So here is my fork. I have my ruler. And I'm going to measure my fork. Remember, when I measure, I start right at the end of the item. I don't start it wherever I want. Has to be right at the end of the item. So I have it right there. And it's going to the very end, and I am going to say that a fork, my fork, is 7 inches. Now don't forget to put the inches or the feet behind it, or the yards behind it, because I sure hope that you're not eating with a fork that's 7 yards long. That would be ridiculously crazy. So that's my first one. My second one I'm going to use is a towel. Just a plain old towel. Here it is, okay? And I'm going to measure that. My towel, let me see. I'm gonna start it. Oh, it's longer than my ruler, so I need to put my finger right here to be able to move my ruler. So I know it's at least 1 foot, and now it's going to be 2 feet. So on my paper, I'm going to write that my towel is 2 feet. Now, if I get this, let's say that Mila decides to turn this into Mrs. Vogel and say, Mrs. Vogel, my towel is 2 inches. I don't know, 2 inches is only that big. That's not really a towel, is it? So you need to make sure that you label behind the number what if it's inches, feet, or yards. My last one is going to be a picture. You guys have to do 5 things. I'm just showing you it as an example to do 3 things. So I'm going to measure my picture over here. If you watched my video, I already measured this one. But I would not use this to measure. I would not use a ruler. I would not use inches or feet. I would use my yardstick to be able to measure this larger item. So it is 1 yardstick. This picture is exactly. All right, so I'm going to go back to my paper. And I'm going to write that my picture is 1 yard. Now remember, on yours, you will have 4 and 5. So remember, on the assignment, you need to put your name at the top. You need to tell me what the item is that you are measuring and how many inches. Now let's say I'm going to measure this pencil here. And I have my measurement here. Look at this. I use my ruler. It's not exactly at the number, a 5 or a 6. For today and for this activity, I want you to have it to which one is it's closest to. So if I was measuring this pencil right here, I would say it's closest to 6 inches because it's more than 5 inches, so it's closest to 6. Now, if we were building a house with that pencil and I wanted it to be exact, that would be something different, but that's a whole nother different day. Today we're trying to do the closest inch, or the closest foot, or the closest yard. So if you have any questions, please let your teacher know, and I'll see you soon.